Bucknuts. Welcome to the Bucknuts Morning 5 here on Friday, October 5th, 2018. I am Dave Biddle, very happy to be joined by Jonah Booker for his usual Friday visit. Jay Book, Shaun Wade is now practicing exclusively with the safeties. He's always with Coach Alex Grinch when they do meetings, at least this week. They haven't said it's permanent, but this does tell me, in my opinion, that the Buckeyes have found their answer at the safety position opposite Jordan Fuller. I want your take on that, Jay Book, and also what took so long here.
I don't know what took so long. I mean, everyone pretty much since the start of the season has been asking for Shaun Wade to move over there, at least give him a look, because that position opposite of Jordan Fuller has been a major red flag all season long. So thank goodness he's actually moving there full time. I'm still kind of in the mode. I believe it when I see it. I know they've been talking about it for the last couple weeks, but I need to see him actually starting back there. And I know we've talked about it on the Bucknuts message board in regards to Jordan Fuller is essentially not playing the center field role that he did last year, which he thrived in, which was the Malik Hooker role, playing that center field, being able to track the ball. Fuller led the team in tackles last year in that center field role, and they switched him to more of the cover safety and move Isaiah Pryor and went to the center field safety, and it's just not getting it done. I think the natural progression needs to be moving Fuller back to his original home where he really thrives at, and moving Shaun Wade to the cover safety. And I think that will definitely help shore up some of the leaky bus plays that you're seeing from the defense.
Isaiah Pryor is out for the first half tomorrow because of the targeting penalty last week against Penn State, which is, even in this era of soft targeting penalties, that was about as soft as they come for a targeting penalty, but that's a topic for a different day. He's going to be out the first half. I do think Isaiah Pryor has been playing better. I want to make that clear. I think I hear the jokes out there. There was nowhere to go but up. But seriously, I think he was starting to show why he was such a highly rated recruit. He's got to take much better angles, but I think overall his play has picked up immensely since the first couple of games of the season. Another guy I'd like to see play more is Amir Riep. Just your thoughts on Pryor and maybe if Amir Riep needs to see a little bit more playing time, Jay Book.
I think the biggest thing that you said in regards to Pryor are the angles that he's taking. He's just taking atrocious angles when it comes to finding the football and making a play. I'm not sure what's being taught back there as far as angle, but typically when you're being coached up, you want to use the sidelines as your friend, and you want to go ahead and attack to the upfield shoulder to force them either to the sidelines or back into the pursuit of the defense. But his angles, it's just been a major problem so far. As far as Amir Riep, right now, I think you want to get Shaun Wade as many reps as possible back there so he can get comfortable through October. So we're heading into November, and maybe that defense is shored up on the back end. Obviously, there's these next 4 weeks, Ohio State should be rolling pretty well here. So if you have an opportunity to get Reep some reps later in the ball game, I'm okay with that. But for now, I think their primary focus needs to be getting Shaun Wade comfortable at his new position.
Looking at the offense, just want to get your thoughts on Ohio State's running game. I know they're more of a pass-first team this year, obviously. You can't have it both ways. You can't say, well, how come they're not running as well as they have in previous years? Because they're passing it a lot better. I get that. But still, I still see some things I don't like with this running game, both with the offensive line and just the running game as a whole. Just curious to get your thoughts. How do you see this running game for the Buckeyes through 5 games so far?
I think the last 2 weeks the running game has taken steps back. The offensive line is not really dominating the point of attack like you saw earlier in the season. I thought against TCU the offensive line played really well when it came to the run game. Those guys were just mauling people. And then the last 2 weeks, I don't know what's happening, but they've taken a step back. Thayer Munford has to play better, and as well as Malcolm Pridgeon. That left side of the offensive line needs to step it up. The other thing that really troubles me at times is trying to run a running scheme with zone principles, knowing that Dwayne Haskins is not going to keep the football unless he's really told to keep it. For example, down in the red zone against TCU, that was pretty much, hey, keep the football because they're not going to be expecting you to run. Just give Weber and Dobbins just direct handoffs, trying to run a little slow developing zone running scheme, knowing that Haskins is very rarely going to keep the football. It's kind of puzzling. It's like you're asking Haskins to run a J.T. Barrett type of offense when it comes to running, the running attack, as opposed to just let those guys get going, and hopefully the offensive line can get going downhill, which will open up some of those running lanes.
K.J. Hill continues to play so well. I mean, there's not really a true number one receiver on this team because they spread the wealth so much. But there's one guy who's like, the most reliable receiver, and this is nothing new. I mean, he led the team in receptions last year, but I think he's even better this year. It helps when you got Dwayne Haskins throwing you the ball. But just your thoughts on the way K.J. Hill is playing and how he continues to progress.
I love the way K.J. Hill is playing. The guy has been absolutely tremendous so far this season. The one word that I would describe K.J. Hill is clutch. The guy has an untimely ability to come up with big plays. Whenever you need a play, you can look at K.J. Hill as a guy who can make it for you. If it's not big third down conversions or game-winning touchdowns, the guy just finds a way to get it done, and you have to respect that about his ability to be a big-time player. But so far, he's having an outstanding season. I would like to see him get a couple more touches there because I think he could really be a nice prime-time player, a wide receiver, even more so than he is now, and if he can get more touches with the football.
Indiana's no joke of a team. I get that they're 4-1, although I looked ahead of their schedule. J-Buck, I think it's going to be tough for them to reach bowl eligibility. I think it's going to be tough for them to get to 6 wins this year because they have a lot of tough games ahead of them. But still, they're no joke of a team. They're 4-1. But Ohio State has a lot of banged-up guys. I mean, Dre'Mont Jones, I think at the very, very, very most, I would put him on a snap count this week, a very limited snap count. I mean, I think they should rest some of these guys that are invaluable, like Dre'Mont, especially with Bosa out. You can't afford to get Dre'Mont hurt, especially when he's already banged up. I would sit at least Dre'Mont out. Am I way off base there? Just what's your thoughts on that?
No, I agree with you because you got essentially 4 weeks to get ready before you hit that November schedule when it's really going to ramp up. And you want those guys as healthy as possible. I still think Indiana has the capability to reel off big plays on this defense. I mean, Greg Schiano, he's all in, chips in the middle of the table when it comes to boom or bust defense. But I think there's still enough talent, obviously, on that defensive side of the football to give those guys a break and allow them to heal up. I don't think this game could be a situation where it's in danger. So let him get his rest and see what those younger guys can do against Indiana. But the main thing is just eliminate the big plays. Way too many leaks and way too many big plays. I was reading an article yesterday where Ohio State ranks 117th in the country when it comes to giving up explosive plays of 30 yards or more. I believe it's 15 of them so far. So that's the main thing, is just eliminate the big plays and get those guys out of there. Get up, get a big lead, and get those substitution second and third string guys in there.
All right, brass tacks, let's give some predictions for tomorrow. Final score, how do you see this one playing out? What's your prediction for tomorrow?
Yeah, I think you're going to have a situation where both teams are going to be able to score some points. I don't think this Ohio State defense right now with the scheme and the personnel is shutting anyone out. I believe they can slow some teams down, but I think Indiana's going to be able to at least get 21 up on the board. I got Ohio State winning this one 56-21, covering the spread and covering the over of 64.5.
You and I are very similar. I have 52-17. We have those in our staff predictions for those that missed it yesterday. We post that every Thursday. Alex Gleitman compiles that. Our whole staff gets together. So very similar scores for the man, J-Book, and myself. Thank you very much to Jonah Booker. You can catch him on Twitter at JBook37. You can catch him all over Bucknuts. His column is Outside Columbus. So thanks to Jonah Booker, and thanks to our listeners out there for tuning into the show. I appreciate it. Hope you have a great day and a great weekend. Let's hear that Buckeye swag, best in band in the land.